Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching, this time with another Alt beer. And this is a very exciting moment for me because finally it's time for Frankenheim Alt. The number 2 in Germany when it comes to Alt beers. Number 1 is Diebels, according to the amount of sales, and number 2 is Frankenheim. And this is Frankenheim. Finally, it's here on the channel, and I'm really excited about this one because it's very interesting beer style, very unique beer style, German ale style that I'm gonna speak a little bit about. And I'm really looking forward to this moment because I really enjoy the Diebels, and it's real fantastic. So Frankenheim Alt, very classical in its appearance, just like Diebels, looking like this with its blue and yellow label. Fantastic beer style. So this is a really unique moment. It's not often when I'm reviewing a beer from a beer style which I'm not reviewing so often, but this is one of those moments. And this Frankenheim Alt has been brewed during 140 years and enjoyed in Düsseldorf. Of course, it's from Düsseldorf in Nordrhein-Westfalen, where Alt beers is coming from. And there is, I think, at least I know of one other quite big Alt beer, which is called Hannen Alt. And as I've said in other reviews before, I really enjoy to watch old TV advertisements on YouTube regarding German beers. Of course, I've been watching, at least I remember 2 regarding Frankenheim. I think one of Hannen Alt and many of Diebels. So it's hard for me to not talk about other brands, other breweries of Alt beers, while I'm finally having an Alt beer here on the channel. I take the chance to talk a little bit about other breweries of Alt beers as well, of course. Today this brewery is owned by Warsteiner, also coming from Nordrhein-Westfalen. The Warsteiner group, very big brewery group, and I'm glad that they're continuing to keeping this legendary brand alive. I think that first of all I'm gonna speak a little bit about the beer style. Since it's not that common beer style here on the channel, I want to update you regarding what Alt beer is. I've been mentioning this information before in my review of Diebels, but why not mention it again? Alt beer is unusual outside of northwest Germany. This beer style is brewed mainly around Düsseldorf in Germany. Alt means old and aims to make the beer older than the pale lager, which eventually spread from Bavaria and Bohemia to the rest of the country. The style is unusual outside of northwestern Germany, but it appears that the beer is brewed on a smaller scale in other countries. Unlike most ales which ferment hot and for a short period of time, the Alt beer ferment in a cooler temperature and for a longer time. The unique fermentation process, together with the German hop varieties, provides a beer that is an intermediate between ale and lager in taste. Today, Alt beer is often brownish red in color with a malty and roasted taste. The end is moderate to clear, or the bitterness at the end. The difference between Alt beer and other German traditional ale styles like Kölsch is relatively large. Kölsch is more like a pale lager in taste and color. And some information about Frankenheim. The Düsseldorfer Privatbrauerei Frankenheim GmbH and Company KG was a Düsseldorf Alt beer brewer with former brewing places in Düsseldorfer Wehrhahn and in Holzheim. The company has been a majority part of the Warsteiner brewery since 2005 and has only been used as a beer brand since 2009. Today's private brewery Frankenheim was founded in 1873 by Heinrich Frankenheim in Düsseldorf. The brewery remained in the family for more than 100 years. The only changed when Peter Frankenheim, who lived 1947 to 2013, representative of the 4th generation, sold the majority stake in 2005 to the private Warsteiner brewery Haus Kramer KG. In 1991, the brewery was relocated to Neuss-Holzheim after the growth of the family business made it necessary to expand its capacities, which could no longer be realized in Düsseldorf. There is also a restaurant directly on the brewery site, which is particularly popular during carnival times and times of the Holzheimer Bürgerschützenfest. Since then, brewing in Neuss-Holzheim has been based on the Frankenheim original recipe from 1873. The brewery's administration is still located in Frankenheim, headquarters on Wielandstraße in Düsseldorf. A brewery is also operated there. Frankenheim closed its brewery in Neuss-Holzheim in March 2009. The Alt beer is now only brewed in Warstein, Soest district. The site in Neuss-Holzheim is used only as sales office. Warsteiner announced the end of the Neuss location to the Westdeutsche Zeitung newspaper on November 10, 2008. More than 20 jobs have been lost. The capacity utilization in Neuss was recently only 23%. And some about the brewing process with information that I found on their website, which I will of course link to in the description box below as always. Number 1, malt. Best brewing malt from 2-line summer malting barley and roasted malt, classically roasted in the drum. Number 2, malt silo. Cool and dry storage is particularly important for our first-class brewing malt. Number 3, Grist Mill. Our high-quality brewing malt is crushed and carefully ground there. Later important for the lager tun, the husks for the barley malt must not be crushed. Number 4, mash pan. Our malt grist is mixed with warm brewing water. The specialist speaks of mashing. The mash rests in the mash pan at different temperatures. Natural enzymes for the malt break down starch into fermentable sugar and proteins, partly into soluble compounds that are important for keeping our yeast healthy. Number 5, lager tun. After the mashing process, the extract parts dissolved in the water are separated from the spent grains. The husks, well preserved when crushed, form a natural filter layer on the sieve bottom of the lager tun. The result is the wort, which contains all soluble substances of the malt grain. Number 6, seasoning pan. Here the wort is boiled at the fine Hallertau hops, essential for the taste experience, are added. Number 7, whirlpool. Precipitations of malt protein from during cooking. Together with remaining turbid substances in the whirlpool, these are separated from the wort by a 3-way flow. Number 8, wort cooler. Before the yeast can be added, the still hot wort must be cooled down in the wort cooler. Number 9, fermentation tank. The seasoning is added to our unique top fermented Frankenheim Alt beer Hefe, which has been handed down for generations. The fermentation for our Frankenheim Alt begins. This creates alcohol and carbonic acid. The so-called young beer is created. Number 10, storage tank. Here the young Frankenheim Alt matures at temperatures below 0 degrees Celsius. Hygienically perfect and protected, it waits for the final filtration. Number 11, beer filter. Before bottling, Frankenheim Alt goes through the filtration process so that it can be filled into the barrel and bottled in a state-of-the-art system that is glossy and attractive. About this specific beer, the Frankenheim Alt, it's possible to read the following also from their website. A top-class Alt beer since 1873, naturally brewed according to the German purity law with the highest quality standards and the best that nature has to offer. For a Frankenheim Alt with unique taste and distinctive color, brewed according to the German purity law with the very best ingredients, finest hops, our Hallertau hops, which are compiled annually from hundreds of samples of freshly harvested batches of the highest quality varieties from recognized best provenances, using hand ratings and sophisticated analysis methods so that they meet the profile requirements for our Frankenheim Alt. Best malt, only malt selected at the controlled 2-line summer barley of certain varieties and growing areas. The dark, very warm red-brown color of Frankenheim Alt comes from the use of high-quality special malts. These include Munich-style malt and roasted malt produced using a special process in a classic roasting drum. Special yeast. A top fermented yeast has been specially selected for Frankenheim Alt and has been handed down through the generations. Is the essential element for developing the incomparable character of this top Alt beer. First-class brewing water. The excellent brewing water for the production of Frankenheim is of a very special quality and is characterized above all by its purity. Regular quality controls that go far beyond the requirements of the Drinking Water Ordinance guarantee an exceptionally high level of quality. That's about it regarding Frankenheim Alt. And finally, this great moment over to the tasting part, of course my favorite moment of the review. Well, I'm allowed to try these fantastic beers, and this is one, I used to say that in all videos, that I've been looking forward to try the specific beer that I'm reviewing. But in this case, it's definitely something that I've been looking forward to much more comparing to most cases. Because, as I said in the beginning, it's such a unique beer style. If I remember correctly, I've only had it once before on the channel when I reviewed the Diebels. And as I also said, this is number 2 in Germany behind the Diebels. So, one closer look of the classical label of Frankenheim Alt. Really, really classical. Düsseldorfer Brautradition. Does it say here on the bottle cap? As you can see, Düsseldorfer Brautradition. And their bird, which is their trademark, site 1873, der feine Unterschied, Frankenheim Alt. So amazing, great looking bottle. Really looking forward to this one. As I've said before, Dunkels and Bockbiers and Doppelbocks is not the thing that I'm most used to, but Alt beers is something else. Even though they're dark, there is something else comparing to Dunkels and Schwarzbiers. So I really enjoy Alt beers very much. Altbier gebraut nach dem deutschen Reinheitsgebot. Zutaten: Wasser, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen, Hopfenextrakt. Alcohol content 4.8 ABV. Düsseldorfer Privatbrauerei Frankenheim GmbH and Company KG. Wielandstraße 12 40211 Düsseldorf. So here it says Düsseldorfer Privatbrauerei Frankenheim, which is surprising. I thought that it was brewed by Warsteiner. Anyway, the address is to the Frankenheim brewer. So, very great this one. I'm going to show you the back label, of course, also as well, right here. Of course, it's a big bottle, which is a must. You must have the big bottle. You get enough of beer, and it's also looking much better. So, one last look at the label of Frankenheim Alt. Really great one. So, finally open this one up. Exciting moment. And pour it up. Really high expectations of this one. Always right time for Alt beer from Düsseldorf. Looking really beautiful, isn't it? Put this one right here meanwhile. Look how great this is. Really perfect Alt beer. I remember it from Diebels. That was so fantastic, so impressive to me. Nice 2-finger, compact foam head. Let's get the aroma. The appearance, also the color. You can see the small bubbles raised up. Really typical for the style. And I remember this one also from Diebels. This is something unique. It's definitely a known beer style. Not like any other dark beer or not like a pale beer. It's really something special. The roastedness and everything. The balance is just fantastic. So I just need to try this one. The aroma is so great. So Frankenheim Alt, finally. Prost. great. Of course, really tasting nice, like a fantastic alt beer. This is a great alt beer. Quite underrated. You feel the aftertaste, the roasted maltiness that has a perfect balance, not too big. I tend to, since I'm not used to roasted maltiness in beers, feel that it's maybe not something for me in some cases, but in this case it's really perfect, really nice. Hard to compare it to Diebels, but it's really amazing. I don't know which one of the two is that are the best in my opinion, but I know that both ones is really amazing. Definitely something that you have to try. Not only a recommendation, it's in my opinion even a must, since it's a beer from Beer Style and number 2 behind Diebels regarding how big it is. So it's really great in every way. Really easy to drink, really easy to enjoy, even if you're used to paler beers. This one is really great. Alt beer is something that you have to try, and Frankenheim Alt is so fantastic. Really easy to drink and to enjoy, and I've just been looking forward to this so much, and definitely not disappointed. Bottle of course also is gonna fit nice into my collection. Just look at this, how great it's looking. Frankenheim Alt. It has been really much looked forward to this one. So I just can recommend it very much to everyone who is watching. So I got really glad when I found it, of course in Germany. It's fantastic in taste. Alt beer reminds me of how beer brewing was started, because it's being used an old brewing process, as I was mentioning about before, and that's of course where the name is coming from. So very nice beer style, very nice alt beer this, and really tasting nice. That's it. That's Frankenheim Alt. Fantastic, of course. Really high quality of the ingredients, and really high quality alt beer. Feels fantastic to have it here on the channel, and feels fantastic to have alt beer, which is something that I'm not reviewing that often, as I said before, unfortunately. If you have any opinion about this, any opinion about other alt beers that are nice, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, whatever. And hope I see you again in another German beer review after this Frankenheim. So see you again next review.